Hey everyone, in this tutorial we're going to take a look at how you can set skin weights in Character Creator, bind custom-made clothing to CC characters in Blender, and then import the weight paint information from Blender into CC. Let's start off by looking at how to transfer skin weights in Character Creator. When designing clothing, you generally want it to conform to the shape of your CC character, so the first step is to export your character via the Blender plugin menu to use as a reference. You only need to choose Selected Model here for the export preset. From there, we can import the character into Blender via the Auto Setup add-on, and then drag in our custom-made clothing FBX files. In Sculpt mode, we can adjust the clothing shape to better conform to our model's figure. Once that's done, be sure all of the meshes are selected and click Export Accessories from the Auto Setup add-on panel under Exporting. When we import these meshes into CC, we'll be prompted with the option to merge them all. In this case, we want to keep them separate and apply a walking motion to test the weighting that we're going to work on momentarily. Since accessories in CC do not have skin weights, they won't conform to the model mesh during animation. So let's assign our skin weights to the clothing by first selecting the mesh for our shirt and clicking Transfer Skin Weights. There are a number of templates available here, but generally you can click on Default for this type of item that fits close to the upper body. We'll use the cloak preset for the skirt and the shoes one for the shoes. After which we'll see the type change in the Modify panel. We can then apply an animation to test the initial results. Generally, it's not bad, however we can further adjust the skin weights by clicking on Skin Weights. Select the specific bone you want to edit, and use the various brushes to refine the skin weight gradient to become more suitable for your scenario. That covers how to bring in external clothing into CC and set your skin weights. Next, let's look at how to paint your skin weights manually in Blender. This time we're going to start by using the Export Selected to FBX option from the File menu, being sure to choose Blender as our target tool preset and Mesh and Motion under FBX options so we can use the calibration motion to test the results later in Blender. Back in Blender, let's import the character once again with the Auto Setup add-on and then drag in our clothing FBXs. With the skeleton selected, checking in front will make it easier to view from whatever perspective you choose. If I rotate various bones, you'll see that we don't yet have any weighting information set. Let's look at how to bind the clothing. First, select the clothing mesh and then the skeleton. Then use the Ctrl-P hotkey and choose Automatic Weights for all of the clothing meshes. Once that's done, we can see via previewing the animation that we have a degree of success, but once again we can further refine the weight painting. Before doing this, let's first make sure that the skeleton and bone names are visible for easier observation. After doing automatic weight binding, our meshes will have all of the bones set as vertex groups, so you can go ahead and delete the unnecessary ones. Let's lock those, then select Delete All Unlocked Groups as an easy way to narrow down our list. Do the same thing for your other clothing meshes, and be sure to unlock all of the remaining bones once the necessary ones are deleted. You may want to choose Stick as your display type to keep a cleaner display. Finally, we can enter into Weight Paint mode, play our animation, and adjust the paint gradients to resolve any texture distortion we see on select frames of our calibration motion. The calibration motion is a good choice for this process for this very reason. The extreme poses provide a way to ensure that you are much less likely to experience mesh breakage with other motions in the future. Each mesh will present its own challenges here, so be sure to go through the entire calibration motion for each piece of clothing. Once we're done, we can play back to test out the results one more time, then click Export to CC, and then Import using the Blender Pipeline menu. A window will pop up indicating that the meshes were all imported as cloth types, so we can go ahead and change the shoes to their proper type before proceeding. Clicking on each item, you can see that they are now assigned their proper type. You can also click on skin weight to see the information that we painted in Blender has also been successfully imported according to whatever bone you select. When we assign our walking motion now, we'll see the refined results. For items like the skirt, you'll likely want to assign soft cloth physics, which we cover in another tutorial. But that's about it for the skin weighting workflow for custom clothes in both Blender and CC. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.